Hey everybody, it's Trigger Bar Philosopher. Welcome back out to the channel. Today we've got an exciting episode. We're going to be taking another look at the M&P Bodyguard 2.0. This time we're going to be comparing it with the more traditional P365. Let's get to shooting. Talk about what is going on for today. We're going to be comparing the brand new Bodyguard 2.0 chambered in 380, and we're going to be doing an odd comparison because we're going to be comparing it with the P365, but I only have the 9mm version, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at both of these for size and weight and shootability. There is a good reason to look at this. I know P365 has a 380, but one of the comparisons between these two is that I want to look at is recoil, and if it is any better with a 380, which should be a less powerful round, but sometimes these things are kind of tricky. I do have some advantages on the P365, but again, that may be something that you want to consider, and that is that it has a Wilson Combat grip module on it. And that is something that comes unique with the P365, is that you can swap out those grip modules versus you can't do that on the M&P Bodyguard 2.0. So those are two things that we can look at as we compare these. Again, 9mm and 380 ACP. On this 9mm handgun though, we do have the ability to have 10 rounds and a flush fit-ish mag. We do have a similar capacity over here on the Bodyguard. We're going to be comparing something that is 9 ounces versus 16 ounces. Also, if you look at the width between these two, we're talking about 3/4 of an inch versus 1 inch. So you get a pretty good different size and weight comparison between these two pistols. Okay, so first up, we're going to be shooting Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0. We're just going to be shooting it at a medium pace, see how we can compare the recoil and the feel of both of these guns. Looks like we did not get slide lock back. That's the first time. I have heard of other people getting that on this pistol. That's the first time I did it. It's possible I hit the side release on that. Next up, let's get the P365. These two pistols have the same capacity at 10 rounds each with their flush fit magazines. This one does have a pinky extension, a little bit of a cheater, also the Wilson Combat. It's also heavier and bigger and a more powerful round. So we're going to shoot 10 rounds, kind of get it, I don't know, kind of a medium pace, see how we do with it. Okay, pretty good. Had an opportunity to shot both of these. I will say that the 380 doesn't offer that much less recoil than the 9mm in the P365. Now, P365 is almost double the weight and is wider, so it allows me to get more of my hand on it. I would still say that if you're looking, depends on your purposes. If you are not comfortable with the 380, this P365 is still where I would go. The 380 round though, and this small gun is definitely going to be a lot more comfortable to carry because it just has so much lighter weight in your pocket. Okay, so now we're still at about 7 yards. We're going to shoot these two, see how good we can get when we go just a little bit slower. We have about 5 rounds in each gun, and we're going to shoot them for accuracy. Okay, not a bad group. Let's pace these up, see what we can do with the micro or with the Bodyguard 2.0. Okay, well, we're again about at 7 yards. Shoot our 5 shots, a little bit slower with the Bodyguard 2.0. Okay, well, certainly the first 2 shots were worse. I would still call these two about at a draw, although you would say arguably and objectively, this does produce a larger group. I think they're hitting about at the same in terms of accuracy. In terms of the sights, the Sig sights do stand out just a little bit better for me than this orange. The Sig is more of a green for it. I have drifted this sight on my Bodyguard 2.0. I found that it was shooting way left. I had to drift the rear sight to the right in the direction you want the group to move. Hopefully that helps. Next, let's see if we can get some recoil measurements on these two guns. Hey, okay, so if you're new to the channel, what you're gonna see is I'm going to measure the recoil on each gun. We put it into slow motion, draw a straight line. We get some fancy dancy software which allows us to measure the distance or the angle between these two lines. And that's where we get the amount of recoil that's happening. Again, there's lots of variables that go into this. We usually do it twice. So in this first TIG test, we got 23 degrees. And the second one, we also got 23 degrees. Now we'll flip over to measuring it in the Bodyguard. As you can see, this isn't an exact science. This is certainly not rocket surgery. But as we take a look at this first recoil, we get 22 degrees. That's all within the amount of error in my measuring. It could be 22, it could be 23. These two guns have very similar muzzle flip. I do think because of the way the grip is situated and how high up you sit on this Bodyguard, you can manage recoil just a little bit better. Of course, it's also a less powerful cartridge. Okay, well, let's finish things up. Today we compared the P365 to the Bodyguard 2.0 380. And in these two pistols, and again, the P365 that we compared was a 9mm, and also compared in the Bodyguard was 380. So very different cartridges, very different rounds. I do think, though, these two are worth considering because these are two options that you can carry concealed in your pockets. All right, and as you can tell, I had to switch around because I don't want to be drawing in the wrong direction and pointing the gun in an unsafe direction. So I'm going to be drawing in the direction of the range, which is that direction. This is where the Bodyguard 2.0 sits in my pocket with that Muddy River Tactical holster on it. As you can tell, it is pretty concealable. Look, I have other junk in here. I've got a wallet, I've got some headphones, I've got keys. This is thinner sitting in my pocket than all of those. And so could someone tell? I think if they know what they're looking for, yes, but most of the time no one knows what they're looking for. No one suspects that. So just something to keep in mind. I do like how thin it is, how lightweight it is. It's really important when you're doing something for pocket carry and you got to keep your pants on, have something lightweight. So let's just take a look at how that we would draw this out. You go into your pocket, you catch on the side, and you're able to get a nice draw and get on target. Let's bring out our pocket holster. As you can tell, again, it has that claw. I like that. It also has just a little bit higher of a ledge here. So when you're into your pocket, you push on that with your thumb. Hopefully you can see that. And as you pull out, that gives you a good grip. It is very tactile and you can hear that tactile movement, but it has a strong hold and grip on the gun, but not too bad. Next, let's take a look at the P365 for comparison. All right, so as you can tell, I now have swapped out, or maybe you can't tell. I think I can tell. It sticks out just a little bit more. Again, we're talking about that 3/4 inch width versus the 1 inch width of the P365 versus the Bodyguard 2.0. Again, stuff in my pockets, you probably really can't tell. I can feel that it is heavier. I can definitely feel the difference. I can feel the drag on my belt, but it works the same way. So hand in the pocket, make sure you catch on the outside of your holster, come back up on target, no problem. Gun is empty. I don't have any live ammunition. Let's take a look at this holster. This is the Alabama Holster Company. And one thing that it has is it has a little thumb ledge on here. I actually hate that because that thumb ledge will gouge into you if you have really tight fitting pants or if you have, something's just pressed up against you. So what I've done on some of my other holsters is I've hit it with a heat gun and bended it out. Yeah, but I think all said and done, we have a couple of different options. Back to my philosophies of use, there are different tools for different jobs. If you're looking for ultimate concealability, I think that you go with the Bodyguard 2.0. It has some of the best concealability, but this P365, if you don't care quite as much about concealability, you just want to put something in your pocket, it's giving you more firepower in terms of energy foot-pounds. And I think that that's important for us to consider. So let me know what you guys think. Are you on the side of 380? Do you need something ultra lightweight and ultra concealable? Or is this good enough for your purposes and you want that extra firepower, and that gives you the comfort and the reason that you're carrying, that you know that when there is a threat, you have the power behind it to put it down. Please let me know what you guys are thinking. Put it in the comments below. I appreciate everybody tuning in today. Hope everyone has a great week, and let's get to shooting.